Good evening. My name is Amy Sayward, and I am honored to serve as the moderator for this evening's forum. This forum is co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, as well as the Rutherford County Office of Information Technology. It is my pleasure to welcome both our audience here in the courthouse and our viewers at home. We will hear remarks from the County Commissioner candidates for Districts 4, 8, 15, and 21 this evening. Before introducing our candidates, I would like to outline the procedure for this forum. Each candidate will be asked to make a 1-minute opening statement. When all candidates have completed their opening statement, the first of several questions will be asked. The candidates will respond to each question with a 1-minute answer. And just a reminder to our audience, we will hold all of our applause until the end of tonight's forum. I'll begin by introducing the County Commission candidates. They are each seeking election to a position that is very important to the citizens of Rutherford County. I want to thank each and every one of them for their gracious acceptance of our invitation to participate in this event. We will begin with our candidates for District 4, and we will start with John Frazier.
Thank you, Amy. I'd also like to thank the League of Women Voters of Rutherford County for hosting this event, this much needed event, and we greatly appreciate your time. I've been in law enforcement and public service for 26 years. One thing I have learned is to always offer that extension of service to the people that we serve in Rutherford County. This is no different in that extension as becoming the next District 4 County Commissioner. I feel like we need to have resolve in everything that we do in our county government. I feel like we need to find our basis on where we're making our decisions, not blaming other people, and good, coherent understanding of why those decisions were reached. I think as a county commissioner, we should be transparent in our government and our actions. I feel like we need to have a good representation in everything we do. It's viable to our candidacy, it's viable to our community, it's viable to Rutherford County. And I think we have a great empowerment given on us by the voters and the taxpayers of this county to do the best job we can as a county commissioner.
Thank you. County Commission District 4 candidate Robert P.
Thank you. My name is Robert P. I'm married to Patricia P., who's a school teacher here in Rutherford County. I've got 2 daughters. The oldest daughter is Rachel Cornett P. The youngest is Catherine P. She works for the county as an engineer. Rachel is also a teacher. I want to thank the people of Rutherford County, especially the voters in the 4th District, and I mean sincerely thank you for the privilege that you've given me of serving you as county commissioner in the past. It's something I'm passionate about, I work hard to do, and I'm going to say the same things I did the first time I ran for office. The things that are important are our school systems. We've got one of the best in the state. We need to keep it that way, and I'm going to work hard to do that. We also need to look at public safety. Our fire, ambulance, and our police are getting overwhelmed by the growth that we're experiencing in this county, and we need to make sure that these guys have the best equipment and means to support us. Thank you.
Thank you. County Commission District 8 candidate Edward Phillips.
My name is Edward Phillips, and I'm running for the 8th District County Commission seat, which includes Crescent, Christiana, Midland, Rockville, and the City of Eagleville. I'm married to Tiffany Jones Phillips. We have 2 children, Jenny Lee Burns and Elijah, who's 15 months, and Jenny Lee is 10 years old. I also went to MTSU, graduated with a history degree, bachelor's degree in history, and I believe that leaves me in the position to be able to study what we've done in the past here as a county. It allows me to do the research we need to do and to be able to make sound decisions that will better our county. I want to thank the League of Women Voters and Dr. Sayward for moderating this forum, and I would appreciate your vote, and I look forward to the questions.
Thank you. District 8 County Commission candidate Pettis Reed.
One evening, an old farmer was faced by his handyman asking to borrow his lantern. And the farmer wanted to know, what are you going to do with that lantern? And the handyman said, I'm going courting. Well, the farmer said, all the years I went courting, I never took a lantern. Well, the handyman said, well, that's probably so, but look what you got. You know, that could happen to us here in the county, that if this commission's not carrying a lot of lanterns in the next 4 years, we may not know what we've got. There's a lot of issues that need a lot of light upon them. And I hope with my experience that I have and my dedication that I have to this county and to what I want to do for District 8 will give us an opportunity to bring the light to that part of the county, and that I can represent the people out there in the best of my ability.
Thank you. District 8 candidate for County Commission, Steve Spence.
Good evening. I'm Steve Spence. I've been a resident of Midland community for over 45 years. I'm currently employed with the Sheriff's Office, been there for 27 years. The most enjoyable part of my job is working with the citizens. I want to extend that service to the citizens of District 8 when I become their next county commissioner. We need good representation out in our area. Sometimes when we're in rural areas, it's like we're forgotten, but we got to make sure they're represented and their positive outlook for them. Thank you.
Thank you. District 15 County Commission candidate, David Nipper.
Good evening. I'm David Nipper. I am seeking the office of Commissioner in District 15. I came to this county over 38 years ago seeking work, ended up working in a factory, working as an electrician, and then I went back to school where I got a degree in computer science, and for over 2 decades I've been working with IBM. I currently serve on the Rutherford County Republican Executive Committee as the treasurer. I also serve as a Rutherford County School Board member, where 72% of the current county budget is made up through the Rutherford County School Board. I promise to you that I will work hard for the county and that I will spend the taxpayer money wisely. Thank you.
County Commission District 15 candidate, Tim Roediger.
Good evening. My name is Tim Roediger, and I'm assistant principal at Oakland High School. I'm proud of that fact because we are an excellent school in one of the top 10 school districts in the state of Tennessee. We educate students $1,200 less than the state average, and that type of savings is what we want coming from the County Commission. I'm married to Sarah, my wife of 28 years. I have 3 children. Tyler, who attends MTSU, Trent, who will be a freshman at UTC, and my daughter Maddie, who will be a freshman at Oakland High School next year. We attend St. Rose Catholic Church. We have played with our neighbors in the streets, in the neighborhoods, on the ball fields. We've went to school together, and I'm ready to continue serving as a county commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. County Commission District 21 candidate, Patsy Briley.
Thank you. I am born and raised in Murfreesboro, lived over in Westview majority of my childhood years. I retired from Nissan after 25 and a half years as an inspector. I also have a barbershop in my home, which I think is a wonderful thing for the community, so people don't have to go so far to go get a haircut. I am also a security guard, part-time, and I am with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department Academy alumni, and I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the League of Women Voters for having this forum for us to get to know each and every candidate that's out here, and I just want to work and serve the community the best I can. Thank you.
Thank you. County Commission District 21 candidate, Chanto Surio.
Yes, good evening. My name is Chanto Surio, born and raised in Laos, and came to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, just because of my friend here from this county went to Laos and brought me here. I was an alumni at MTSU, and I enjoy living here for 41 years, and I always think of the community, to serve, and that's why when I became the guidance counselor with the Rutherford County school system. I always think, what can I do to my community? It has helped me a great deal. I really enjoy living here for many years, and that's why I like to be productive citizen of this country. I serve on the Health and Education Committee and Public Work and Planning Commission, and besides that, I serve on different organizations as chairperson, homeless, domestic violence, and I just complete my leadership training 3 months ago after 3 years in class, former Police Citizen Academy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our first question this evening is, what changes would improve Rutherford County, and how could you help to implement these changes? We will start with Mr. P.
You know, that's the one I didn't want to answer, but that's okay. There's quite a few things that we could do to improve here in Rutherford County. We've done an awful lot of things right. One of the things that comes to mind is our trash. Mount Trashmore is getting very high out there in the north part of the county, and pretty soon we're not going to have a place to put our trash. And when that happens, we're going to be in trouble, because right now we're actually getting income from the trash that we're putting there from other counties and the cities. But one thing we're going to have to do is find a better system to dispose of our trash. I've got some ideas on that. I've been to some other states looking at some of the different facilities that they've got there, and we can actually make lemons out of this lemonade and get the trash off of our water systems. That's one thing. Another thing that intrigues me is we need better mass transit. I think a rail system between here and Nashville is a viable idea, and that'll get some cars off the road. If you drive back and forth to Nashville or up that way like I do a lot, we need it.
Thank you. Mr. Phillips?
A few things that I've talked about as I go door to door. I believe Capital Projects Fund is something that we could implement here in the county. And the CAFR report just sent to the state comptroller's office. There's an area in there that talks about how we've talked about and planned for this new judicial building coming up for over 10 years. And we do not have a dime set aside to pay for it. We're talking about taking out, nearly $70 million in loan. That'll add to our money that we'll have to dedicate from our general fund to our tax, to our debt services fund. And I think we could have done a lot better planning. That's one thing that we can do is a capital project fund and plan for those future projects that are coming up. Thank you.
Mr. Reed.
Just as Edward here, I've had the opportunity to visit in several homes too in this campaign. And one thing I've heard out in the Eagleville and Rockville area, as well as Crescent and Midland, is our disadvantage that we have for our children out there when it comes to homework dealing with high-speed internet. High-speed internet is not available out there in that area, and I know that Eagleville City Council is now taking some action there to see if we can get that taken care of in that area. But this is something that would make a difference in the rural areas of this county, and not only in just District 8, but possibly in other areas of this county that is not available there. Now, over the past several years that where I work with Tennessee Farm Bureau, I've been connected with Connect Tennessee, which is a rural project that's being done across this state that would be vital to our county if we got on board and tried to do some of the things there and get involved with that. And I think high-speed internet is needed within this county.
Thank you. Mr. Spence?
Rutherford County is great, and that's why it continues to grow. But one of the problems I see out in our area, being a rural area, is fire protection. There's inadequate water flow to operate the fire hydrants out in the community. And I know the county doesn't regulate that as CUD, but I think the county could work with the CUD to try to improve its water pressure and make us better fire service out in the rural area. I also like to see us have smarter planning and growth, keep improving our roads, and mainly an important thing is keep our taxes down when we do these projects, try to figure a way we can pay for it without raising taxes. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nipper?
One of the things I'd like to see happen is that we extend the Joe B. Jackson Highway over to Woodbury Highway to relieve some of the traffic coming off on 231 exit. I'd also like to see a study done to see what can be done to take some of the traffic off going towards Cheville off of the interstate, because right now there's wrecks after wrecks and accidents on the interstate because of the traffic backup. So that's two things I'd like to see done that we might be able to implement. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roediger?
There are two changes I'd like to see, and I think it's pretty important that a new judicial building be approved. We're in between high schools right now. We're growing at a rapid pace, and the judges and such, they need space to operate because we have outgrown the facilities we have. The second thing I'd like to speak about is our county landfill. It's due to reach capacity in less than 10 years. And I think a greater emphasis on recycling right now might be part of the solution, because I do think it's somewhat difficult to recycle right now. And perhaps if there was a county-wide curb service of some kind, we could improve that. Thank you.
Ms. Briley?
I would like to see our schools continue to improve, grow, and prosper. With that, the children have a better opportunity to make a better way for themselves. I'd like to see our roads also keeping the upkeep on them. Retail stores come to the town, to Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. More manufacturers come back to Rutherford County. We've had a lot that have left over the years. I'd like to see them come back because with them coming back, that means jobs for our people. Our people need work. We don't need to send them overseas. We need to keep them here where we can make an impact on our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Sereno?
Thank you. Yes, I always observe in the last 4 years, I will observe the change of the population growth and change. I think the Rutherford County government provide the first-class services to in many different areas and to the citizens throughout the years and so on and so forth. And also that is a very important issue. We're thinking about change in the school. For example, based on the growth in the school system, sometimes might be in the future we have to make plans. Do we need assessment to think and what we have to cope with, and also do we have to pay tax for this, or do you have to borrow money, or we have to set priority, and also we have to agree with the priority, how to with the cost and how do we handle that. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Frazier?
I think before we consider anything as far as implementation into this county, I think we need to consider one thing. How conservative are we going to be on the approach and the perspective that we're going to in place on the taxpayers and the citizens of this county? I think we need to deep down inside decide how important is growth that we have to put so much infrastructure at stress, and the taxpayers at 82% right now tax base in this county, that we have to keep piling on our taxpayers. I think we need to consider those things to have financial stability. All this is wonderful and good, but if we can't afford it, we shouldn't be doing it. If we have to impose a tax cap on this county to slow this growth down so we can get caught up and help our taxpayers a little bit enjoy some of the finer things that we create in this county for, that's what we need to do. And we need to invest in our county employees a little bit more and take care of them and let them be a viable resource for this government as an outlet to our public sector and our communities.
Thank you. Our second question is, if elected, how will you encourage constituent input? And for this question, we will start with Mr. Phillips.
Thank you. One of the things I would like to do is continue to be out there in the community at ball games. I want to make sure that those who elect me understand that I will be as approachable as you need me to be. Feel free to come talk to me at any time. The best thing that we can do is just meet up anywhere. I mean, if we also I think I can also hold some county, town hall meetings within the communities. It's another way I'd like to make sure that I'm accessible. But if anything, just I'm about as the most accessible person you could meet. Feel free to come up to me at any time if you see me anywhere.
Thank you. Mr. Reed?
Seems like Mr. Edwards and myself are on the same track right there, but being retired myself as of December, that's one reason I sort of waited to run for commissioner, wait till I had the time to dedicate to this job, and I would become a full-time commissioner, give my entire time to working within this job, be available to the constituents out there. And this seems to be the question that I received quite often out there, is how do we get in touch with you? How do we find this a way of getting to the county commission? And somewhat in the same way there is, I'd set up a way somewhat like a congressman would on Saturdays, have certain places to go meet with constituents where they can come and locate me. But they'd all have my phone number, they know where I live, and my house would soon become the commission office. And that's how they can locate me. And I'd hope to get every constituent I could involved in this county commission.
Thank you. Mr. Spence?
Seems like all three of us in District 8 are thinking the same. But I would dedicate all my free time to be there for the citizens of District 8. But I would have community meetings. This weekend we had ice cream social back when I was growing up. That's how the communities came together, is having ice cream socials, getting to fellowship and so forth. But I'd leave it open, let them speak their mind, tell me their concerns, how they want me to vote on certain things that affect their community. I feel like they would take and be more likely to speak to me face to face. But you can't set a time on how much time it does to be the county commissioner, but I would dedicate all my time to the commissioner slot. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nipper?
There's several ways that I feel I could encourage constituent input. Number one would be to have a semi-annual or a yearly meeting with the district people. Two, I would have a Facebook page where constituents can go out and voice their concerns. And lastly, I believe in having a picnic or a gathering of the district members like they do at Blackman, where there's community involvement, where people get to know each other, and where people seem to care for each other. Those three ways, I believe, would help our district and help our community as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roediger?
I left my cell phone in the truck, but I get emails, phone calls, and text, and whenever that's on me, that's my office. In this day and age, you can be reached fairly easily, and I would say on that count, I'm ready to respond when called upon. I prefer to meet with folks face-to-face, and again, I'd be willing to meet with any concerned group or citizen who had an issue to discuss. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Briley?
I would like to get out there and be for the people of the town, the county. If they need me, I'm just a phone call away. I'll be right there. I don't want to see nobody have to keep fishing for answers. I would love to be there to hook them, to tell them what the answer is instead of, I'll get back with you, I'll get back with you. They want to know that you're there. I will be there for my people. Thank you.
Mr. Cerrillo?
Yes, just similar to the other candidate you just mentioned. Mine a little bit different. You know, I try to reach and contact. In my past 4 years, I really appreciate and I enjoy working and talking to my constituents throughout the district, and I serve District 21, Sunbreak District, and so I have sent email. I mean, I have emails and telephone call, phone voicemails, and for example, when they call, I try to, for example, they have problem with the street or something, I always leave and went to observe and see what's going on and come back and try to contact appropriate department or location to help them out. And basically, I have sent a card to say, like birthday card, try to contact with my constituent. since 2011. I really enjoy to serve District 21 very well. Appreciate all the support.
Thank you. Mr. Frazier?
If you want to seek engagement, you must engage. Best policy to have is action instead of reaction if you want resolve. Social media is a wonderful thing, but it does not get the perspective that you need when you're sitting down face to face and talking with your constituents. I think that is still viable and still key. It's amazing what you can learn by going to a local volunteer fire department for a fish fry or nice country ham breakfast. But we need to do more. We need to be personal with our constituents. We need to be more with Rutherford County. They need to be heard. They want to talk. We need to listen. If it's at a local barn or hanging out with the farmers along a fence row, nobody here is too good to get their shoes dirty and their pants torn to get out here with these voters and these taxpayers and find out what is in their heart and what's their concerns. That's what we need to do to get that impulse.
Thank you. Mr. P?
Well, I don't have to go to a special event because when I go to church and step out the door, somebody will grab my elbow and say, hey, what about that vote? Or I'm at the ham breakfast over at Kittrell or over at the fish fry at Las Casas. If you're involved in your community, the people are going to see you. Yes, I've given out my home number, my cell number. You can text me, you can email me, you can catch me on Facebook. But the other things that I've done is I had a guy call one time, tried to call him back, couldn't. So I went to his house, knocked on his door. He opened the door, said, who are you? And I said, well, you called me and asked this question. And he was shocked. He was surprised to see somebody there that was attentive enough to come and talk to him and know that what he said to me or was asking was important. I also, since I've been up here, voted to televise our meetings so our citizens can see exactly what's going on. We have open government. I also, when I was chairman of steering, pushed and got the public comment period.
Thank you very much. Our next question, please explain what influences your decisions more, growth or quality of life, and tell us why. And for this question, we are going to start with Mr. Reed.
It's interesting that both of those things right there come up in people's minds, especially within this county, since we're one of the fastest growing counties within the nation. Myself serving on the Planning Commission, I see growth every month that we get together. We're actually given a report. In fact, I have one right here in my notebook that shows how many inspection reports are given within the county. And it hasn't changed since last year. It continues to grow, and we see growth. But I'd have to say quality of life when I think about it, being a grandfather myself, and every time I look in the eyes of my granddaughters, I think about the quality of life for the next generation of Rutherford Countyans. And I think as a county commissioner, that's what I'd be looking at, is what vote I do will affect their life for the next generation that comes on here. And I think the quality of life that we look at as county commissioners here is what we need to be doing whenever we come into these chambers.
Thank you. Mr. Spence.
I think quality of life is most important. This county is growing, and I've seen it grow overnight. Just because we have growth and it's developed, it don't mean quality of life is good here in this county. I've seen a lot of people lose their farms because they lost greenbelt. So we need to concentrate, make sure we're doing the right thing with these citizens and taxpayers to make sure they've got the right support to let them keep their land and keep their houses. Hundreds of houses are vacant in this county, but quality of life is most important. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Nipper?
Growth is good for our community, and I would have to say that it affects my decisions as a commissioner. Growth affects the quality of life that we have. It affects it by the values of our homes in tax dollars. It affects it by the crime in the neighborhoods. It affects it by the way we go about our daily lives. As commissioners, we would be responsible for how growth in this county affects everyone. Growth can have its drawbacks. We have to balance that as commissioners. We have to balance growth by the schools, the police department, and by the Planning Commission and how we do things. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roediger?
This is an easy question for me. It's quality of life. People are moving here because of the amazing schools that we have, the low crime rate, the various opportunities, cultural events. And if that ever is put in jeopardy, then what do we have? We have the chaos that larger cities possess. So we got to be very careful that we do not lose the good life that we have, that neighborly feel. And having said that, I want to make sure that the people who deliver the goods on this topic, teachers, deputies, firemen, government workers, are not left out of the equation. They need to be treated fairly and have the same quality of life that we have right now. Thank you.
Ms. Briley?
Well, I guess we all agree it is quality of life. It's what we need and what we are pushing for. That's our main objective, our reason we're here, to make sure that our children, our grandchildren also prosper. We have to leave a legacy for them, so we need to start at the beginning instead of in the midstream. We also have great jobs here in Rutherford County. We have top-notch ones. We need to keep them growing, because without them, our community will not be here to be for our children. And I really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sereno?
Thank you. Yes, growth is very important. We all, like I said, always make plan be a balance between the growth and also the citizen and the need of the people of the district. On the county too. It's very important. We have the Rutherford County have the top school and city schools, and so we have a great MTSU. That's why I said the MTSU. I heard from before I came here from my country, Laos, when many people came here, they attended school. I encouraged them to attend the school after they left high school. We set up the scholarship, for the Laotian American student to attend college. And also the Mott Law School, we have everything equipped and be ready for our young, thinking about the leadership, of the young people. I also tell them, you will be the leader in the future. They said, what leader? I said, you will be leader of something, try to do, be good citizen, be more productive citizen. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Frazier?
I'm all about growth, and we're there. The next elected governing body of this county will now have to consider what they've got to do to preserve the quality of life that we've maintained and we've now established in this county. 625 square miles in this county, 286,000 people, and the largest undergraduate university in this state. It's time now to look at our infrastructure, see how we're going to provide and offer that infrastructure, our roadways, our education system, our schools, our public safety, including our fire, police, our emergency medical services. It's time now to consider quality of life. Taxpayers work hard for what they do. They pay into this county. They need something back. If we keep on what we're doing with them and reaching into their pocket, they're not going to enjoy the growth that we've given to them or this county. We all deserve that. Thank you.
Mr. P?
I always tell everybody when I'm talking about Rutherford County and growth, it's kind of like an ostrich. If you stick your head in the sand around here, somebody's going to pave over it. Having said that, what's most important is both. Without jobs, which is brought on by growth, you're not going to have the quality of life. Look at the people in Detroit. They don't have the jobs. They've lost their tax base. We've got to create and have smart growth. We need to maintain our quality of life, and we need to expand our recreational facilities here in this county. For instance, CUD is putting in a lot of sand filtration systems in this county. I've asked and I've pushed, and I'm still trying to get them to use those lands that are on some of these major subdivisions as a recreation. We could put ballparks in there, clubhouses. They do it in other states. We just hadn't done it here. Something we need to really seriously look at. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Phillips?
Commissioner P kind of stole a little bit of my thunder because I believe the same thing. We have the quality of life here in Rutherford County because of our growth. We have nearly 300,000 people. You know, the District 8 has a little over 12,000, almost 13,000 people in it. Not everybody was born in the 8th District. The county is the way it is because we've had people come in from all over the country with their ideas and their plans and their beliefs that Rutherford County is the greatest county in this state. And just like Commissioner P mentioned, we need to make sure we have smart planning to make sure that we plan for those new contingencies that are coming down the road with this growth, the new schools that we'll have to have. We got to make sure we save for those and try not to take out as many loans. We also need a little bit more growth in the 8th District in order to have the proper water pressure in our fire hydrants so that we can fight fires with our volunteer fire department. So growth and quality of life go hand in hand.
Thank you. Our closing question will appropriately be, what makes you the candidate to vote for? And we will start this question with Mr. Steve Spence, who is a candidate for the County Commission for District 8.
Thank you. I have been 27 years of experience in public service, and I believe it's going to help me better serve the community as a county commissioner. I'm open-minded, welcome to talk to anyone that comes up forth to me. I don't have any connection with any kind of organizations. I don't have any future politics. Future, I just want to be a county commissioner, a local man helping his county by representing him with the best of my knowledge, the best way I can. Thank you.
Thank you. Running for County Commissioner for the 15th District, David Nipper.
My experience on various government committees, such as the Audit Committee and the Beer Board, give me experience with dealing in Rutherford County government. Also, being on the Rutherford County School Board, I have dealt with the budget, and I have also been able to see how the budget process works, which will allow me in the county commission an advantage. The Rutherford County School Board was praised in the Daily News Journal for holding down and not raising taxes in this budget year. One of the last things I'd like to say is that I promise to work hard for the county and to keep your taxes low. Thank you.
Thank you. County Commission candidate from District 15, Tim Roediger.
My entire career has been a career of public service, most recently as a teacher and administrator here in Rutherford County. But I also serve as a park board member for the city of Murfreesboro. And I think it's very important to take note that as this county grows, so does the city of Murfreesboro, and we need to have a very good working relationship with Murfreesboro. I've been a department head for municipal government. Specifically, I was a Parks and Recreation Director for the city of Shelbyville. I have experience with budgets. I know how to work with people, and I will seek out a compromise. Thank you.
County Commission District 21, candidate Patsy Briley.
I would like to see our county continue to grow. I want to be there for the people. I do not want to be just a stepping stone. I don't want to be just a name. I want to be part of the county. I want to be there for the people, to listen, to be sympathetic when it needs to be. But I want to keep our taxes low as possible. I want to keep our schools growing. I want to see our roadways grow. I want to see our retail. And I want to see our manufacturing come back home. and I will do everything that I can, if I am elected, to help see that these do come to light. Thank you very much.
Thank you. County Commission District 21st candidate Chanto Sereno.
Thank you. I'm so dedicated to serving. I enjoy serving in my last 4 years in the committee for health education and public work and planning, and also the youth development property management. And we study all of this, and so I really enjoy working and try to keep contact with my constituents. And almost every phone call, even a message that I get, I never being delayed to call them back. I'm so anxious to hear from them because I like to know them. What is they need? What is the request for? So this is my main purpose. I really enjoy. I want to continue to serve again for the next 4 years and enjoy. And so delighted. Thank you for League of Women Voters for saying this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. County Commission District 4 candidate John Frazier.
I don't own my own business. I do a timesheet and I turn it in every week. I pay taxes. I live day to day, week by week, and hopefully I've got a paycheck at the end of those 2 weeks to take care of the next month. I know what taxes are. I know what taxpayers go through because I'm one of them. I write those escrow checks every year on my mortgage because my taxes have gone up some way or another. All I'm saying is we just need to take a look at how we're doing and what we're doing and for what reason. District 4, I can make you one promise. I am a steward of your money, and how I spend that money will be the greatest obligation that I'll have if I am elected as County Commissioner for District 4. That'll be how I base a lot of my decisions and what I'm going forward to do. I think that will give entrustment to the voters, to the government, to have that engagement that we're talking about on this board tonight. And I feel like they'll have a little bit of sense of ownership in what they're doing in their county, regardless of what level they engage in our government. They'll still know that we have their interest.
Thank you. District 4 County Commission candidate Robert P.
The reason citizens should vote for me is I'm hardworking, I'm accessible, and I'm responsive. You call me, I'm going to get back and see you. We have, as Mr. Frazier just said, it's important that we maximize the efficiency of our tax dollars. We've just gone through the worst recession since the Great Depression in the 30s. But during that time period, we've been able to, working on our budget committee, we've been able to save $15 million. That's almost a school by itself, and very efficient use of our tax dollars. During my stay here, we have built 18 schools. We've remodeled or updated 10 other ones and continue to do this. Zoning issues that affect your life, and you want somebody to help you, I'm your man, because I'm going to be there talking to you and I'm going to help you. I don't cater to any special interest. Your interests are my interests, and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. District 8 County Commission candidate Edward Phillips.
What makes me the candidate to vote for? One of the things is I don't know everything. I know that sounds a little crazy, but that means I'm willing to listen to you as my constituent and voter. I'll listen to your ideas. I'll take them to heart, and we'll discuss them. And if it's something that I can bring forward to this commission to make this county better, I'll bring it forward. Another thing is that I'll make mistakes. I'm willing to admit those, and I'm willing to learn from those, and not necessarily my mistakes, but other mistakes in the past, mistakes that other counties or jurisdictions have made, such as Detroit and others throughout this country have had to, go into bankruptcy because they get way too far ahead of themselves and they don't plan properly. I would appreciate your vote August 7th. Early voting begins July 18th and runs through August 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you. County Commission District 8 candidate Pettis Reed.
My family arrived in Rutherford County in 1802, and I'm a sixth generation Rutherford County, and I still live out there on the same road where they arrived. And to tell you the truth, I'm not going anywhere. I still am going to stay right here in Rutherford County, and I hope that have the possibility of taking care of that part of the county as a county commissioner for District 8. For the past 44 years, I've worked in private business, working for the Tennessee Farm Bureau organization. And during that time, I've had the opportunity to gain the experience I think that will give me the ability to be a county commissioner. I currently serve as a member of the Rutherford County Regional Planning Commission, have for the past 4 years, which gives me some insight into the planning that goes on within this county. And when I look at it, fellas, I think that I'm very humble, but I have to tell you, I think I'm the best guy for the job when I'm sitting up here. But honestly, what I'm saying, I think I have the ability.
Once again, on behalf of the League of Women Voters and Rutherford County, I want to thank all of our candidates for their participation today. I also want to recognize Brian Robertson, Director of the Rutherford County Office of Information Technology, and Lee Harris, Communications Manager, for their cooperation in presenting this program on Governmental Channel 19 and making it available on the county website. I want to encourage all Rutherford County citizens to vote. Early voting begins on July 18th and continues through August 2nd. Election Day is August 7th. Please exercise this important right to determine who will represent you on county matters. And in closing, I would like to thank all of our candidates with a round of applause.